When it comes to nervous system regulation and healing from any sort of mind-body condition, chronic illness, chronic anxiety, there is a certain skill to use that is super important and will go a long way in retraining the brain and also settling the nervous system. So we're going to talk about this skill here today, and also I'm going to guide you through a practice so you can actually use this to help you on your healing journey. If you've ever noticed that the harder that you try to get rid of a symptom, the more your attention seems glued to it, or the more it persists. This is because when we try to get rid of a symptom or a sensation, we're actually training our brain to provide more focus to that symptom. If you're diving into trying to fix it or figure it out, Google it, analyze it, get rid of it, fight it, this is accidentally signaling to your brain that this symptom is important, so it needs to stay. So today I'm going to teach you one of the practices that actually helps change that. It's called somatic tracking, and despite how fancy it sounds, it's actually one of the most simple yet powerful tools that you can use. So first things first, what is somatic tracking? Well, by definition, somatic tracking is actually simply observing the sensations in your body without judgment or fear. It's not body scanning, it's not checking your symptoms, and it's not trying to force yourself to relax. It's actually just simply observing any sort of symptoms or sensations in the body with curiosity, with neutrality. We're actually used to observing our symptoms and sensation with a lot of fear or frustration behind them. Fear and frustration ask, "What's wrong?
I have to get rid of this right now."
But curiosity says something more like, interesting. This is happening. And that's it. That is you observing the exact same sensation with a completely different response. And I know what you're thinking. How the hell am I going to view my discomfort in my body, my pain, my fatigue, my aggravating symptoms
with simple curiosity
and not be frustrated by them or not be scared of them? Don't worry, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that here today. Neuroplasticity actually begins with curious observation. Your brain begins to say, interesting, maybe this isn't a threat after all. If you've watched my videos before, you've heard me talk about prediction. Your brain is constantly making predictions based on past experiences. If the sensation of dizziness or pain or anxiety has frightened you 1,000 times before, your brain then observes that sensation immediately, tags it as danger before you can even think about it. Your brain is incredibly efficient at making these predictions, and sometimes it actually is too efficient, especially when our nervous system has been sensitized. When you use something like somatic tracking, you're actually giving your brain new information, a new pathway to take that eventually leads the prediction to be this symptom is not dangerous. We don't need to repeat it. We don't need to focus on it. We don't need to magnify it. Remember, when you give your brain enough new experiences, it starts updating those predictions. Now, before we get into the exercise, there are actually a few important things to know. If your sensation, your symptoms are on a scale like 10 out of 10 today, if they're just so overwhelming, let's say you're having really bad panic attacks or the pain level is aggravating, it's best not to practice somatic tracking during this. When your symptoms are so high that you feel like you can't even stand it, it's better to just comfort yourself and distract yourself as much as you can. You want to use somatic tracking on the days or the moments where your sensations are maybe a 7 out of 10 or lower. The second thing that is super important is that you don't use somatic tracking as another means of fixing. We don't use somatic tracking to try and get rid of the symptoms. Ultimately, obviously, that's the goal. Eventually, we want to train our brain to let go. We want to train our nervous system to calm down and relax and realize that these symptoms are no longer required. But we're not using these tools in the moment to get rid of, to fix. We're using them as a simple means of support, of showing our body safety in the darkness. We are not making the symptoms the enemy any longer. Because when you make the symptoms the enemy, when you come at it with a fix-it mentality, you're actually reinforcing that danger loop. So if when you're doing the somatic tracking exercise, underneath you're thinking, okay, I need this to fix the sensation. I need this to make it go away. I need it to leave. I need it to leave. I need to leave. That is a form of resistance. Instead, try approaching it like this. I am willing to experience this moment exactly as it is. Not because you want to stay sick or you've given up, but because acceptance and allowing is what creates safety. And safety is what allows the nervous system to soften. When we stop wrestling every sensation, our brain often doesn't need to scream quite so loudly. I know, it's ironic. Imagine you wake up on a Saturday morning, you pull open the curtains, and it's raining. You have two choices. The first is to spend all day in denial and arguing with reality, being frustrated and sitting in your disappointment that is not a sunny day.
Ooh, this is so unfair. Why is it raining? It shouldn't be raining. I hate this.
Maybe it'll stop in 5 minutes. Let me check the weather again. Nope, still raining. This sucks. Oh, I can't believe this is happening. I just want it to stop fucking raining. Would any of that actually change the weather? Not likely. The only thing that's happening is now you're experiencing the rain and you're actually experiencing the stress of being frustrated and freaking out and wishing that the rain wasn't there. Now here's where acceptance and allowing comes in. It doesn't mean that you suddenly love the rain and you're completely okay with the rain being there. It doesn't mean you're throwing a fucking party because your plans for the day got canceled. It simply means that you stop arguing with the fact that in this moment, it's raining. You look outside and you say, okay, it's raining. That's it. You might grab an umbrella, you might stay inside with a cup of tea. You might be disappointed and that's okay. But you stop wasting your energy trying to convince the sky to do something different. Symptoms are often the same way. So much of our energy goes into arguing with, fighting with, resisting. This shouldn't be here. Why is this still here? I hate this. I need this to stop before I feel okay. And every one of those thoughts tells the nervous system that something is wrong, so stay on alert. Acceptance isn't saying, I hope I'm sick forever. It's just saying, right now, these symptoms are part of my experience, and I don't need to fight this moment in order to actually be safe. This shift is actually one of the most powerful safety signals that you can send your nervous system. And yes, it takes practice. You are not going to be perfect at it. You can't do it 24/7. But even if you can just do it for a few minutes a day, you are rewiring the pattern. All right, so let's practice somatic tracking. Now, if you're driving, please just save this video for later and make sure you save it so that you can use this exercise again and again on your healing journey. Now get comfortable seated or lying down, whatever works best for you, and we'll begin. Some people find it helpful to close their eyes. It helps them focus more, but if that's not comfortable for you, that is okay. Let's start by taking one slow breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Make that exhale a little longer. And again, one breath in through the nose and a long exhale through the mouth. Good. Notice your body and the weight of your body against the surface beneath you. And how it's actually supporting you and holding you. And there's nothing you need to do right now. There's nowhere you need to be. It's okay to just exist here right now. Now, bring your attention towards a symptom in your body, maybe somewhere that's feeling the loudest, where you're feeling the most tension or pain or fatigue, or if it's anxiety, maybe where in the body you can feel that. And instead of bracing against it or trying to analyze it, we want to avoid using any sort of dramatic wording. We simply want to describe the sensation with neutral terms. So you can say something like, this sensation feels warm, or cool, or heavy. Or maybe it feels light or tingly or even sharp. Maybe it's pulsing. Maybe it's tight. But simply observe and say to yourself, this sensation feels. And then whatever comes to mind. Notice, is that sensation moving? Does it change in intensity? Or does it stay still or the same? But simply just observe it. Know that you are the one observing the sensation. You are not the sensation itself. Notice how describing it is different from judging it. You're simply looking at the sensation with a bit of curiosity. There is nothing to fix about this. There's nothing to fight or figure out. It simply just is. Now we're going to take a little journey with our imagination. I want you to imagine that you're standing outside on a winter night. You're bundled up, cozy and warm, and above you, the northern lights are dancing in the sky. They're constantly moving, flowing, and changing and shifting shape. Sometimes they brighten, and sometimes they soften. Sometimes they almost disappear before returning again. Imagine your sensations are like those lights. These lights represent the uncomfortable sensations that you have. You don't chase them, you don't try to make them go away. You simply notice them and observe them. You simply watch curiously and interested. And you are safe enough to just observe them. Notice what they do. Are some parts brighter than others? Do they move around? Maybe some lights are stronger than others. Maybe as you observe them, they spread. Or maybe they shrink. Or maybe absolutely nothing changes. Whatever happens is what it is, and it is okay. Success is not whether those lights or the symptoms change. Success is changing your relationship to those sensations. And that is exactly what you're doing right here and right now. So simply observe and stay with it for a couple more breaths. Just watching, observing, and allowing it to be what it is, just as you would watch the sky. No pressure, no urgency. It just is. And when you're ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the room. Feel your body on that surface beneath you again. Take another deep breath. Open your eyes if you need to and orient to the space around you. Congratulations, you just started retraining your brain and signaling a powerful message of safety to your nervous system. If you found this exercise challenging or difficult, that is okay. You're beginning to practice something that your brain may have never learned before. Most of us were taught to fight discomfort. Very few of us were taught how to peacefully witness it. The beautiful thing about all this is that this actually gets easier. The more that you practice it, the easier it becomes. Every time that you practice this, you're giving your nervous system the experience of observing those sensations and symptoms without fighting them, fixing them, fearing them, figuring them out, or getting frustrated by them, but simply, literally accepting them as they are. And that, my friend, is how safety is actually built, one moment at a time. If you found this video informative or helpful, please like and subscribe, because this tells the algorithm to show this video to more people who really need it. Those people who are in the depths of the darkness of chronic illness and chronic symptoms. Also, please share in the comments your thoughts and feelings about the exercise below. If you have any questions, I read every single comment, so let me know. And if you liked this exercise and you want to go deeper into this work, you can check out my Brain Body Reclaim program, which I'll link in the comments below. Until next time, please be gentle with yourself. Your nervous system is not trying to ruin your life, even though I know it does feel like it sometimes. It's just trying to protect you with an outdated system, one that we're upgrading here today. Remember, your mind and your body are magic. You got this.